Right, so after a month and a half of testing a whole range of shoes, I've come up with my editor's choice. I bear in mind it's personal preference, and a lot of it comes down to aesthetics and not so much the tech. It's personal preference first, aesthetics, because obviously everybody likes to look good in what they're wearing, and durability. Right, the first I was surprised by these is the Adipure Gazelle. It's part of the Adidas minimalist range. This is the second one they've come out with, and you can see it is very, very minimalist. It hasn't got a hell of a lot of soul to it. But the one thing I love about these particular shoes is if you look at the texture of them and the fabric, it literally fits you like a bootie of a wetsuit. So when you run in these guys, you're running in socks essentially. Now, if you look at the sole, how thin it is, you would think there's not a heck of a lot of support here. But I did up to 15 Ks in these, and this is coming from somebody who hasn't actually ever run in minimalist shoes. So from a personal preference, I never thought much of the movement, but I put through a good couple of runs in these, and the comfort's incredible as well. It's not as heavy on the foot as you'd think. I did find when I pushed it beyond 50 and I started to have some flare-ups in my hip, which I've had a problem with in the past. So if you haven't run in minimalist shoes before, I would start slowly, which is obviously recommended anyway. But and they look great as well. So if you're one of those guys like me who wants to look good while he's running, these are definitely a good option for that as well. These are the Puma Faas 900, obviously part of the Puma Faas range. It's their step into the cushion running shoe. I must admit, when I saw these guys, I wasn't that impressed. They're very, for lack of a better term, tennisy. You can see they're very built up. They're very, very white, so the color code isn't great. I felt a little bit like Roger Federer the first time I slipped these boys on. But I'll tell you what, the cushioning is fantastic. You run 10, 15 Ks in these, you really won't even feel it. It's got great support around the ankle as well. But the big part for me was you can see how built up they are. And like I say, they may not look fantastic, but I think that's secondary if you're looking for a good, comfortable, solid run. I was really, really happy with these guys, and going forward, I'll probably take these. The next time I try push for a marathon, I'll give these guys a whirl. They were that comfortable. They're also really breathable, and they're perfect if you're looking for something a little bit more support and a little more comfort on your longer runs. These are the Newton Terra Momentus. I'd heard a lot about Newton before approaching them for a shoe to sample, so I was very excited to give these a whirl. The main feature that you'll notice is the raised lugs here on this mid to forefront of the shoe. That's to promote the midsole running, or the midsole strike, to try to steer you away from the heel strike that obviously everybody's getting a lot of negative press about. I must admit, the first time I used these, the lugs actually made it a little bit awkward for me. I wasn't used to running in them. So I don't think it was a case of something wrong with the shoes, more something wrong with my running style. Coming downhill especially, historically I struggle with that on a normal shoe, so you can imagine what I looked like with these. I found I rolled my ankle a couple of times in the first run, and initially I was put off by them, but I decided it was only fair to give it a proper run, and I took them out for a good few more runs before really giving a verdict. And I found as I got used to these lugs and actually running in the shoe, that it was a damn nice run. Very comfortable. Ankle support not as much as I would like. Again, that's a personal preference. But beyond that, a really solid, comfortable run. They're a lot lighter than they look. So as far as that's concerned, it's also a very good deal. But yeah, I'll definitely, if you want to move away from heel striking, these definitely push you into going that way. And it's a good bet. My final pick, and this is another trail, it's the XT Wings 3 from Salomon. Obviously most of us know of Salomon. Really the brand's been made famous down here with Ryan Sands, one of their top endurance runners. I'd really been looking forward to trying these. I had a mate who swore by them. You know, Salomon was definitely the one you want to go with on trail. And you know, look, I'd have to agree. I couldn't actually believe how durable these guys are. But beyond that, just the comfort and the support that I got from them. Again, my running style is a little bit awkward. I've been compared to a duck. So for me, coming down trail, particularly, I really need a shoe that's going to support my ankle. You know, it's got a great toe cap built in here as well to protect your feet coming down on really loose rocky patches. The quick lace system as well is perfect for me. You know, I don't want to have to stop every 5 seconds to tie up my laces. And I mean, I can imagine most of the shoe companies, particularly on trail, will be going for the quick lace system very soon. You know, it keeps the foot nice and snug in here. It's a great fit. The only issue I'd have with these perhaps is that, you know, it's a little bit of a hard run on the sole. I did pick up 1 or 2 blisters, but you know, really nothing crazy to complain about. But you know, beyond that, if I was going to say, you know, personally to go for a trail shoe, I'd definitely go with the Salomon, and the Wings are really a fantastic run.